Now, on this World Humanitarian Day, we're going to speak to Louise Eagleton. She's the UNICEF Deputy Representative for Sudan. She joins us from Port Sudan, which has operated as a hub for evacuations, as well as one of the centers of humanitarian relief. Mary Louise, it's really good to speak to you on this program. 4 months ago in Sudan, this power struggle between these two military factions broke out. In these instances, it's usually the most vulnerable that are most affected. How's this fighting impacted the children of Sudan?
Yeah, the toll that this war is having on children is devastating. We estimate that over 14 million children are in urgent need of humanitarian assistance. That's 1 in every 2 children in the country. And 4 months into this crisis, over 4 million people have fled their homes. 2 million of them are children who've had to flee. So it's been really, really devastating across the country, especially in the active conflict zones of Khartoum and the Darfurs and Kordofans, where children have lost their homes. They've lost family members. They still have families who are missing, and they're just trying to get to safety and have access to very, very basic life-saving services.
In the early days of this conflict, I know that it was very difficult for aid organizations, I'm sure your own included, to get help to those who need it. What sort of challenges are you facing now to help people in Sudan?
The challenges are vast in the midst of a war zone, trying to get supplies and services into areas where there are ongoing aerial bombardments, where there's fighting in the streets, where looting is rampant, and there's widespread sexual violence by armed groups on the population. It's a very dangerous environment to be in. So getting aid into those communities, into those areas is challenging. Every day we work to get supplies, trucks, and services to those areas, and every day we are met with different kinds of access issues with regards to safety and security. Not having a safe aid corridor that's respected and protected by the different parties, and also we face ongoing bureaucratic impediments where paperwork and bureaucracy also slows down aid.
And also, we've been highlighting the fact that funding is decreasing at a time when conflicts seem to be on the rise. But there are some parts of the world that do get more attention and more money. Is there discrepancy or discrimination in the crises that are highlighted, or where the money goes to?
So the humanitarian response plan across the board of all partners in Sudan is only 25% funded. A child is a child, so wherever they are, whoever they are, they need urgent assistance. It doesn't diminish one crisis over the other. Every time a family flees or is evacuated, it is heartbreaking. We saw earlier on your program the heartbreaking wildfires in Canada, for example. Every child needs assistance, and what children are going through in Sudan today is the equivalent of a wildfire every single day, and assistance needs to reach them.
And Mary Louise, just very quickly on a personal note, your job sees much trauma, a lot of difficulties that you've highlighted. There must have been times when your own life may have been at risk. What keeps you going?
I think at this time, our team, our partners across the board have never been more committed than to helping children in Sudan than they are today. I think how dire the crisis is, seeing the desperation, seeing the need, keeps us going every single day, but at a great toll to our colleagues who have lost family members, who have missing family members, whose elderly parents have had to flee with them and often not made it to safety. So across the board, humanitarians in this context are on the front lines and incredibly brave, and I think it's just that knowing how desperate that humanitarian aid is needed that keeps everyone going.
Mary Louise Eagleton, thank you so much for your time and for the work that you and your team do on the ground in these conflict zones. Really appreciate you speaking to us.